Do I have my shirt tucked in, or whatever it is? Make sure you look the part. Again, looking busy, have a sense of urgency. Again, explain to them why you're there. I always get a new phone number with every door knock. I don't just say, okay, so I have your number, is this, this, and that? No, I say, what's the best number to get you? And then I'll see if it's a new number, and if he gives me the same number, like, yeah, that's the number I have. What's another number I can get you? Because I've been calling you and you don't answer. And I always get that other number, and then right then and there, I call it right in front of them. Because I've been burned a couple times where someone gives me a bullshit number, I go back to booking, I got a call back, wrong number. Awesome. Now I just wasted that whole time door knocking a guy. So I'll say, all right, I'm going to call, just make sure I took down your number right. And you'd be surprised, people's faces are like, oh, wait, I think I may have given you the wrong number. Yeah, that's right. You're not pulling one over me. So I'm making sure I get that number. Let's see. Okay, confirm it and create a problem. I don't know how many of us here have POSs. If you heard me on the phone, I always create a POS have been called so many times year after year after year from however many agents, and I'm sure anybody who sat down with a POS will say one of their biggest complaints is, why do I have to meet a new agent every single year? So what I'm always going to do to them is I'm always going to create a problem, make it sound like it's something completely different than they've ever sounded. And what I usually say is, I'll just say, listen, I'm from the service department, okay? We noticed that we didn't have a contingent beneficiary list, which is complete bullshit, but there's no way of them verifying that. And if they most likely do have a contingent beneficiary, but it gets your foot in the door. That's all it comes down to. The hardest part about this job is getting your foot in the damn door. Once you're in the door, if you studied, practiced your presentation, practiced your rebuttals, did everything that your manager told you to do, you should be selling. I've always thought the hardest part was getting in the door. So I will do whatever I gotta say, I'm gonna get in that house. Okay. Create a problem, book the appointment, again, post-close. Go grab a piece of paper. I want you to take down my information. And then I'm texting. Same thing like we do on booking nights. Another avenue that not a lot of people talk about with booking, rolling referrals in houses. Does everybody know what that is, just to start off? Everybody knows what rolling referrals are. Okay. Everybody?
Rolling referrals.
Okay. So rolling referrals is another very easy way to be able to come in here with presets that takes no effort. All you're going to do in a house is, and again, I would prefer you doing it on sales because that's going to make it more successful, but even non-sales, it really doesn't make a difference. As long as you're leaving that house in good happenstance. Like, it's not like they've kicked you out of the house and they're like, oh, but wait, I need you to call your sister. No. You have to make sure that you're leaving on good terms. So with post-close, it takes a couple minutes. And if you really think about this, the goal is to be able to get into as many houses as I can, but mostly it's going to be between 3 and 4 a day at best, in the best case scenario. Let's just say that you only get into 2 houses a day, right? And you roll 1 referral in each house, 4 field days, 2 presentations. That's 8 appointments that you're going to set extra a week that you didn't have to call here, that you didn't have to door knock in the field. You're already going to walk in with 8 appointments for the week. And that's only sitting with 2 families. And again, it only takes a couple of minutes to say, listen, you know that your brother that you put as your first contingent beneficiary, I need you to call him right now, because chances are he's not going to answer a random number of mine, but he'll answer his brother. So get him on the phone. I just want to make sure he's aware that you're putting him as the beneficiary. As soon as you get him on the phone, just hand it to me. So client's going to call his brother. Hey, Steve, I'm sitting down with my union guy, my insurance guy, whatever he wants to say. He needs to talk to you about my insurance. Okay, great. Hey, you doing, man? My name's Matt Castelli. I'm here with your brother. Compliment. Dude, you have such a cool brother, man. We were talking about this and that or whatever else it is, football. Where you guys both like the Giants, whatever it is. Build that rapport so already you're getting them smiling through the phone, okay? Then I'm just going to simply say to them, now listen, your brother, nice guy that he is, he puts you down as his contingent beneficiary. And that's very important. We want to make sure that you know how to make a claim if something ever does happen to him. Now, he did tell me you live in Bloomfield. Is that correct? Okay, great. And he did say your address is. Now, if they don't give the address, if the actual client did give the address, what you're just going to say to the brother is, he did say you lived in Bloomfield. He was going to give me your address, but I wanted to get it from you first just so you knew who I was a little bit. Get the address. Okay, now, if you have a light schedule and it's like near where you're working, hey, I can come out to you right now. If you're busy, I understand, or I can come out to you next Friday, whenever you're going to be back in the area. Book that appointment. confirm, do a post-close with them. Okay, great. Then you're gonna say also, if ever you book an appointment outside of the next 2 days, you have to also tell them, I'm gonna be calling you a day or two before just to give you a friendly reminder. Whether you wanna shoot them a text, do a phone call, I do both. Again, set yourself up that you know you're doing everything to make sure that the client's gonna be there. Let's see. Okay, another problem I see is that I've heard a lot of managers and other agents too that will get no-showed, or before they even show up to the presentation, 10 minutes before, they get a text message, hey, I have to cancel, I can't make it. Or, or even an hour before, they call, leave a voicemail. I never answer my phone for clients in the field, because most people, especially if they're calling you for an appointment that you had after 5, it's not that there's the most family emergencies I've ever seen in my life since I've worked here. Oh, I got a family emergency, I can't make it. It's all bullshit. Most people, they get home from work, they don't want to see anybody. They just want to come home, they want to relax, they want to go through their normal set of routines. Don't buy the bullshit. So anytime anybody calls me, I'll listen to the message, but I still go to that appointment. I still knock on that door. And if they are still adamant, I'm sorry, I called you. Oh, dude, I'm sorry, I've been busy. I've been sitting with a lot of families. I didn't get a chance to listen to any of my messages yet. What's going on? And either they're going to try to continue the lie and bullshit, or they're going to say, well, you're here anyway. All right, let's take care of it. So don't buy what these clients are saying. It's such crap. And if they are still adamant that they really can't do it, reschedule it right away. Do not wait to say, okay, what time can I call you back next Thursday, next Monday? Book it right then and there. Like, it drives me nuts that I see people do that. I'm like, what are you telling them? Don't call, I'm going to call you back next week. No, book it now. You're face-to-face with them. They see that you're a real person, and I think that's why door knock appointments are so much stronger, because now they see you're an actual person. You're not just some jamoke on the phone here, that they don't know who you are. Well, that's pretty much all that I really had for you guys. I wanted to leave enough time. We got another 5 minutes or so for questions. I know I gave you guys a lot of information, but feel free. Any scenarios that you've experienced that I didn't go over, feel free to ask. Questions?
I have a question.
Shoot.
You went back to the rolling referral and with the contingent beneficiary. Like, what else do you say to actually make them feel like you have to come and see them? Why can't you just get the information off the phone from them? What is it that you're telling them that you need to see them about, as far as letting them know that they're the beneficiary?
Okay, so what I say is, again, I'm building the rapport with the brother, whoever the beneficiary is. I'm complimenting his brother that I already sat with, and I'm gonna say, listen, your brother, as nice as he is, wanted to make sure that you were aware that you're the beneficiary, and he wanted to make sure that when he does die, you already know how to make a claim, because actually over $25 million in New Jersey alone goes unclaimed because people just don't know they're the beneficiary. So we want to come out to make sure that you know how to do that. I know sometimes it could be a little bit complicated, especially when you're feeling that loss. We want to make sure like it's second nature. So that's why we actually come out, we sit down with you. That's our company's policy. It's another thing that I'll usually throw in there. I don't make it out to sound like I want to come out to them. I'm making it sound like the company is making me come out to you. That's our company's policy. We want to make sure that as your beneficiary, your family is well aware of how things work. You're paying for this policy, even if they're not paying for it, even if you just got the free AD&D, you're getting $2,000. You want to make sure your family gets that, right? Of course. So they're going to be more apt to help you be able to sit down with that brother, that sister. And then once I